When people ask about AAA titles for the iOS platform, Square Enix and MediaVision's Chaos Ring series invariably works its way into the conversation. In some ways, it's an unfair example, and not to diminish the importance of the first title, but it doesn't hold up compared to similar titles in the genre across other platforms. Omega, the sequel, acted more as an extension of the story of the world the characters inhabited, switching up the central focus and giving a stronger narrative as a result. But again, it shared its limitations from the first game. Now we have Chaos Rings 2, a sequel deserving of its number as it takes the incredibly simple, yet perfectly considered pair combat system to new heights, while also addressing the narrative pacing problems of its forebears. The rich, pseudo-gothic techno world the characters inhabit has been given a facelift, albeit a minor one, but where the almost completely pre-rendered environments of the past look cheesy, they now serve a narrative purpose. Your planet has been frozen in time, making for incredible vistas ranging from waterfalls stuck in time to war-ravaged cities set ablaze and splashed with blood in a never-ending display of horror. Of course, it's up to you to fix things by resealing the demon that threatens to break its cage. This involves human sacrifice, of a sort, so understandably everyone involved is less than enthused about the situation. Cue an apocalyptic story filled with lofty allusions to celestial battles, angels, demons, horsemen of the apocalypse, and the creator with a plan none can truly understand. It's standard fare for the genre, but early concerns such as the petulant way in which the central character Darwin and his sister Marie handle the death of their elder brother are swept away once things get into full swing. Aside from the wonderfully dramatic soundtrack and near-perfect translations of the Japanese vocal work, the real gem is the game's combat system. Initially, players are presented with the same base system of allowing the players to choose between solo or paired combat, where the damage dealt is increased, but damage taken is now shared instead of being dealt to an individual. Similarly, the rock-paper-scissors system of elements is returned along with magic abilities, referred to as Sophia, that can be earned from monsters and leveled up to unlock new powers. Think a mix between games like Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy VII. What's new is a collection of features, some we've seen before such as charging bars that allow for limit break attacks, or awakening, that add more depth to the combat. Aside from each character developing their own unique talents and traits, equipped Sophia can also impart bonuses, though a formula must be unlocked for the best of these passive traits. Enemies can now come in armoured varieties, requiring paired attacks to break through their defences. Awakening attacks not only have their unique effects, but their paired version also allows for summons to be used against the entire field. And Darwin can effectively double up his duties by utilising the personal Sophia of anyone in the game, making for some interesting pairing combinations. In terms of challenge, most RPG veterans will find themselves cruising through the bulk of the game, though you're more than welcome to boost the challenge by modifying the level of the enemies you face. That isn't to say there aren't some moments that will give you pause, as the game regularly ensures the battles in story sequences have some level of disadvantage, such as enemies that counter your party setup. So one misstep and you can face a game over. As such, grinding feels almost non-existent, though some level of replay is encouraged thanks to each area having unlockable zones that require specific party members to proceed, meaning you can expect at least one trip back to each zone if you want to grab everything. Chaos Rings 2 feels like the sequel the series deserves. It's a step back from the depth and complexity to be found in larger console titles, but from its improved mechanics, pacing, and environments, and don't forget the new wildlife and enemies, this title walks and talks like the original, but has a distinct air that comes with more maturity. If you are a fan of the originals, make sure you eventually pick this game up. Playing the previous titles isn't a necessary requirement by any means though, and well worth it for any RPG fan after something perfectly suited to the iOS platform. This has been Andrew with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.